Welcome to OWAD today. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's talk about the last two major elements that related to our existence, which what do we call it as essential to our being. That's possibly because how simple it was, the rendering, that you cannot further simplify it. And then based on that, I kind of deduce, okay, this how simple and essential this character is to Chinese culture. Therefore, it's most likely to came from or originated from the Paleolithic age. Okay, qi. We talked about this before, but I have new spins this time. Okay, qi. The top one is simplified Chinese. You can see just four strokes. It's a little bit compared with the original, how qi looks like. This is like multiple strokes, more than needed than the original, but somebody added this diagonal line on the top to start it off so that all the other lines can line up. I guess it's to facilitate writing. And then you see the traditional Chinese, which is used by Taiwan, Hong Kong, anything non-communist China, simplified Chinese world. That's the traditional Chinese. And besides what's kept preserved into the simplified version, the traditional version has the grain or the rice symbol in the middle. We talked about that in the food episode. That this quadrants means classification, and then you have grains, individual grains to be classified into its own group, possibly with different price tags. So that's how Chinese mark the grains or the rice. And traditionally have this rice paired with this visual look of how the spiraling air would look like. So this is originally how air would look like, right? It's simply upward going, hot air going upward, right? So simply depicting that. And I would guess that for traditional Chinese, somebody add this mi, this rice icon in there to associate with the food source, that you gain energy from eating rice, and only after you're well fed, right, you have the energy, um, you have enough carb in you, that you have enough air, what we call air, as if it's the air that we're breathing. I mean, it's a part of our energy generation or energy output, ingredient, right? We need to have that air to be able to contract or extend our muscles. And so this air is associated with energy. And because traditional put rice, the food source in there, particularly carb in there, to point out that for you to have air, to have energy, you need to have food first. Okay, and here I place mildly associated word with it, just to show you just by shape how similar or confusing that could be. This character on the left side, I darken it out, is a walking symbol. To be walking symbol, it has the repetition of footsteps through space, both left and right. So total 6 strokes to depicting somebody's movement through space, leaving footmarks on the ground. And that's how it looks. And repeating 3 times is, for Chinese, enough. It's almost like infinity. 3 is, I wouldn't say maximum, because sometimes we do use 4 times repetition, but that's very rare. Most time 2 times is enough, but 3 is already like, you can regard 3 times almost like 10 to the third. It's 1,000 kind of in that scale sense. That how similar this air, this supposed to spiraling upward with the footsteps that kind of progressing through space horizontally. Almost similar, right? But in fact, this air in this frame, even if it's made of 3 strokes, it's supposed to go vertically, right? From earth to heaven. Versus this is through space, because Chinese only have 2D frame to express our 4D, at least, world. and the simplification process or the abstraction cannot go further, like in any other dimension than this 2D frame constraint, right? So to express going through space, even if you're grounded still on Earth, you don't go vertically upward to the sky. But Chinese have to show the progression with this verticalized expression to show you the full steps in there. Okay, just digress. Now, 气宇轩昂 is how Chinese describe how proud that person is. This is a confident look. If we want to say, I mean, in English, it's just confident, right? And confident doesn't give you much visual cues in there, in that word itself. Versus in Chinese, depicting confident look as a 气宇轩昂. So 气 is your air, the energy from you. 宇, compare that to the whole universe. Fill up the space. So I call it air verse. And then 轩 is the ancient, I guess, war vehicle that when we have a Xuan character, probably it's already in later age. It's no longer Paleolithic. It's later that we already invented the wheels, and we can use that chariot on the battlefield. And so the left side here is the chariot, and the right side is the spear or some weaponry. So it's a war machine right there, and ang means proud. That in wartime, I guess, this qi, this energy of your whole army is especially important. So when you have a xuan'ang, that war vehicle, if that war vehicle standing up straight and proudly charging or something, right? I don't exactly know the ancient war battle scene. Can only recall from the secondhand, movie imagined the depiction of the ancient times. But xuan'ang is to describe in a whole group of mentality and expressed by that war vehicle. And both together to describe how much energy, how much confidence, or how much gut one has to charging forward to, I guess, own the space, own the result coming. Okay, that's 气宇轩昂, 霸气侧漏. Okay, I translated 霸 originally as a bully, but then I hold myself. I'm like, 霸 not just equal to bully, because we do have bully translated as 霸凌, because it sounds similar, as well as giving you the character 霸 means somebody who is stronger than the other party. So this 霸 means you're dominant in your game, not necessarily physically, but I guess in ancient times or in many situations, it's a physical dominance. And then 气 is this energy again. So I translated alpha to express this is the dominance we're talking about. And 侧漏, interestingly, Chinese don't use 霸气, like directly in your face kind of 霸气. It's like you have to deduce it, because a leak, it's not like a eject, it's not in your face type. It's a leak, like a silently, but if you pick up the signals, you are going to notice, and it's going sideways. So we use 侧漏 to mean you have to pick up that vibe. Because probably real confident and alpha person is not going to do it in your face. They are going to let you know they are the alpha by sending out signals, consciously or subconsciously, that indirect way. That 霸气侧漏 would be some admirer or fan base of that alpha or top game, or GOAT in today's language, person, fan base are going to, use this expression to describe that person's super dominant. And that you can just sense it from the side leaked signals there. Okay, 大气, 大气. Almost same pronunciation except the tonal change. Totally different thing. 大气, big air, means somebody who is big-hearted, who uh, doesn't easily get frustrated. That's 大气. 大气, pump air. We use that literally on pump up your bike air. But we also use that to mean to encourage, to cheer up, cheerlead somebody. 大气 is kind of like a prep talk, kind of pumping. So this air, in that sense, means courage, means the energy you build up in yourself that you're ready to let go and to charge, right? And yeah, this 大气 then is more static. It's already someone's air is big. It's not caged. It's free flowing, big spacious air. Somebody has aura, right? That's the word in today's lingo, Gen Z's lingo, as far as I know, that they have the aura. That's probably the big air equivalent. So here is a movie snapshot of kind of street fighting or neighborhood defending scene of this woman in her hair spools still in her hair. So that's a feminine. I mean, this is such a classical Chinese female, kind of like a power female figure, that this female figure doesn't really care how she was perceived. She's confident enough to wear her hair spools out in public and holding the cigarette like that, right? And you can see the nostrils. And just by the size of the nostrils, you can almost feel the air. Hi, this is an image I'm using here to illustrate 霸气侧漏, this alpha air leaking sideways. And this is from Kung Fu Hustler that I highly recommend, a Kung Fu Hustler Hustle, that I highly recommend that this is the classical female hero image that she stood up to defend her community. If you watch the movie, you will discover the magic power she has. Of course, it's years of training and a little bit like a legendary, imagination of the movie directors using her as an embodiment of this almost like a female warrior that doesn't look like heroic, right? This is almost like an average neighborhood auntie, but she stood up to defend, and she has this magic power that's related to air, that's related to this explosive power, this energy, or this aura that she has that was able to protect her neighborhood. All right, so there you go. Thank you for your time. See you another day.